Good afternoon. I'm Billy Lopez alongside Christopher Livingston, and welcome to the tents here on the lovely campus of the University of La Verne for tonight's Division III non-conference women's basketball matchup between the visiting UC Santa Cruz Banana Slugs and the home La Verne Leopards. The UC Santa Cruz team comes in under the tutelage of head coach Todd Kent, who's entering his 10th season. UC Santa Cruz, 11-8 overall record and winners of 4 consecutive games. La Verne sitting at 6-7 in conference and are currently tied for that final postseason playoff spot, 11-10 overall. Today is senior night, last chance for Clarissa Perez, Bailey Kirahashi, and Angie Steele to play a game on this home floor and in front of this home crowd. Hopefully they fare better than previous seniors because La Verne, Chris, has lost their last 5 senior nights by an average of 13 points. Chris, who will be some of the players for La Verne that will be key in snapping that streak tonight?
Well, Billy, starting off for La Verne, we have Monica Garcia Silva, a junior forward. She is shooting 48.7 from the field, 68.2 from free throw. She's averaging 9.3 rebounds per game, 16.6 points per game. She also is in third in SCIAC in both shooting points per game as well as rebounds per game. We have Clarissa Perez, a senior guard. It's going to be a big game for her. She is shooting 35.6 from the floor, averaging 13.8 points per game. We're going to go to the PA announcer real quick as they announce the seniors.
This season, she is currently ranked 13th nationally with 66 made three-pointers. Her 155 career threes place her 5th in La Verne record books. She is joined by her mother, Gabe, father, Brian, and brother, Connor. One more time, senior number 13, Bailey Kirahashi. Our next senior is number 3, Clarissa Perez. Clarissa is a guard, sociology major from Los Angeles. Clarissa is a 2018 first-team All-SCIAC selection. Last year, she finished ranked 2nd in the nation with 24.1 points per game and ranked 3rd with 627 points total scored. This past summer, she traveled to Brazil to play in a series of exhibitions as a member of the USA D3 women's basketball team. She is joined today by her mother, Rebecca, and father, Nicholas. One more time, senior number 3, Clarissa Perez. Our final senior is number 23, Angie Steele. Angie is a guard and business major from San Diego. Angie added a spark to the Leopards roster in her 1 year after and an 85-80 win over Pacific Union earlier this season. She's joined today by her mother Sheila, father Willie, and brother Alex. One more time, senior number 23, Angie Steele. Let's hear it one more time for all of Verne seniors playing in their regular final season home game.
All right, back to the players to watch for the University of La Verne. Clarissa Perez, has mentioned before, big game for her today, shooting 35.6 from the floor, 63 rebounds, averaging 13.8 points per game. Then we move on to Bailey Kirahashi, a senior guard, another big game for her today. She's shooting 27.9 from the floor, 27.5 from 3, averaging 13 points per game as well.
And Chris, for UC Santa Cruz, it will be some pretty talented freshmen that will try to spoil things for La Verne seniors. Chris, who are they?
That's correct, Billy. We have Ashley Kowak, a freshman forward. She's shooting 36.5 from the field, 37.7 from 3, averaging 17.6 points per game. We also have Kaylee Murphy, another freshman guard, shooting 43.1 from the floor. She's someone that can definitely knock down some shots. 10.4 points per game. And you have Savannah Hansen, a freshman guard, 30.8 from the floor, 27.6 from 3, and 9.5 points per game. Those are the players to watch, Billy.
And Chris, this UC Santa Cruz team, led by those 3 freshmen, have been on a tear as of late. They currently have won their last 4 games, Chris, by an average of 39 points. What is it going to take for Laverne to slow down this highly octane offense that UC Santa Cruz has?
Defense, just playing defense, just getting in their face. From where we're standing right here, as I mentioned before we went on air, the size difference, the height difference between the Laverne ladies and the Santa Cruz ladies. Laverne has the advantage, so they need to use that height to be able to get in their face, to be able to get rebounds, to be able to just attack the paint constantly.
And we'll step aside as Victoria Chan, Clarissa Perez's niece, will sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we'd watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And Chris, as we look at Laverne's side, they are coached by Jason Pruitt, who is in his 2nd season with Laverne. They find themselves 11-10 overall, 6-7 in SCIAC. They are amidst the hunt for that final SCIAC postseason spot, currently tied with Kowloon and Chapman. But today they kind of get a little break from conference play. It's a non-conference game against UC Santa Cruz. Doesn't count. No playoff implications here on the line for Laverne. Kind of a good sign for them. They get their senior night, a non-conference game. Maybe they have a little bit of fun. What do you think?
I think so. I think they're going to come out here, try and put on a show, especially the seniors. They're going to come out, play their hardest. You know, it's been like a tale of 2 different teams with this Laverne team. I remember I was at the Whittier game, the Whittier home game where they lost, and I ended up having to interview Coach Pruitt after the game, and he was not happy. He was frustrated about defense, hustle, everything. And he had vowed that this was going to change. And right after that, when you look at their record, they ended up winning all but 1 game in the month of December. It's been a little hot and cold for them in January, but they've had a great season so far, and they're definitely going to come out here and give their all for their seniors.
Yeah, you mentioned that, and it seemed like everything was working for them in their last game, a game where they desperately needed to win against Kowloon this past Wednesday night when they won 69-49. And it was a game where Monica Garcia Silva has not been able to produce well. Her last 3 games, Chris, all single-digit scoring, a total of 17 points on 6 of 20 shooting. So when she's not doing well, someone else has to step up, and it was the all-conference guard Clarissa Perez in her last game, a near triple-double, 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. Can we expect more from her tonight?
I believe so. You know, Clarissa Perez has always been the heart of this team. She's always been one of the highest scorers, best shooters, one of the best players on the squad. And she's been a little hot and cold since coming back from injury earlier in the season, but you know, it's senior night. She's going to want to come out and put on a big game and make it memorable.
Something interesting is, despite this UC Santa Cruz team winning their last 4 games by an average of about 39 points per game, they haven't played since January 26th, so that might be working against them if they haven't played, haven't gotten in the gym a lot, or they might be well-rested and ready to put on a show.
It could go either way. They're either going to be well-rested or they're going to have some cobwebs they're going to have to shake off, but we'll have to see.
Well, the festivities are done, national anthem is done, and we are just tip-off moments away. Angie Steele will jump for Laverne. Kaylee Murphy will jump for UC Santa Cruz. After a bit of a delay, kind of a broken tip, and Clarissa Perez will get it to Bailey Kirahashi. And Laverne will get first possession. Laverne in their gray uniforms working from left to right. Here's Destiny Gar finding Monica Garcia Silva down low. A little baby jumper is good.
That was a nice little move by Monica, going in, throwing that shoulder in, and stepping back and giving herself enough space to make the shot.
Here's CJ Katina on the right wing. They'll get it to their right wing. Corner triple is way off by Ashley Kowak. And here is Angie Steele driving, layup. Won't go, off the back of the rim, and rebounded by Kaylee Murphy. Out in transition, here's Maddie Brower. Brower get it back to Murphy. Murphy to the right wing. Here's Katina, back up top to Stephenson. Stevenson will hand it off to Brower, over to the left wing. Shot clock down to 5. They're gonna have to put something up, and there's gonna be a traveling violation on Maddie Brower. Good defense thus far by Laverne.
That was a great defensive scheme worked out there. The zones were working perfectly, and once they went inside, all the defenders just came right in to make it impossible for a shot.
Yeah, we haven't seen Laverne go to a zone too often, but early on they're in that 2-3 zone. Here's Garcia Silva trying to go 2 for 2, and yes, sir, she does.
You know, that shot is not as easy as it looks. I've attempted in my day a few times, always going over, but that was great control, great concentration.
Here is Kowak. Back over to the left wing. A left wing triple is on its way, and it's off the front of the rim, rebounded by Clarissa Perez. Perez out in front to Kirahashi. Kirahashi will pull up from any range past midcourt. As here is Perez trying to find Garcia Silva, kind of force it, and it's going to be a turnover. Here's Murphy out in front. A layup by Brower, no good, but she was fouled. She'll go to the line for 2.
Great hustle. You got the foul, but force them to earn those points.
Maddie Brower, another freshman for this UC Santa Cruz team, will go to the line to shoot 2. Laverne with a 4-0 lead early on, 8:02 remaining in the first quarter. Brower's first shot from the charity stripe misses. 55% on the year is Brower from the free throw line. And misses them both, rebounded by Garcia Silva. Pushing it up and ahead, here's Angie Steele working on Kowak. Kowak guarding Angie Steele. She'll hand it off to Kirahashi, and Kirahashi will orchestrate things on the top of the key. Here's Clarissa Perez. They're trying to force her left early on. Clarissa Perez loves to go right, as she does so right there, and gets it to Angie Steele. Shot clock down to 6. They're gonna get it to Monica Garcia Silva. A little step back jumper is butter.
She is doing it all right now. That little step back is proving to be lethal early in this game.
6-0 early on, all 6 points by Garcia Silva. Laverne still in their 2-3 zone. Here's a drive by Murphy. Her layup is way off target, and it's gonna stick with UC Santa Cruz. Garcia Silva unable to corral the rebound.
Looked like a little bit of confusion there as she made the drive from the defenders.
Baseline out of bounds for UC Santa Cruz. They'll get it in. Here's the high post drive, the layup. No good, but was fouled. Caitlin Stevenson will go to the line. The only senior and non-freshman that starts for this UC Santa Cruz team.
Well, as a senior, you definitely bring a big veteran presence for all these younger freshmen to learn from your example.
Misses the free throw. Now 0 for 3 from the line. UC Santa Cruz struggling to find the mark. Stevenson on the year, a 56% free throw shooter. 0 for 4 from the line now, and Angie Steele corrals the rebound out in front to Kirahashi. Kirahashi, beautiful back pass to Angie Steele. Her layup no good, rebounded by Murphy. Angie Steele could not connect on the beautiful feed from Kirahashi, and here are UC Santa Cruz working their other way in their navy blue jerseys, working from right to left. Here's Kowak for three. She's the one you don't want shooting the three, but Laverne was bailed out there. Now Kowak's gonna drive on the offensive rebound by Stevenson. Here's Stevenson, a pass up to Katina. Katina with the drive, a little hook won't go, rebounded by Brittany McDaniel. Monica Garcia Silva, all 6 points for Laverne. She'll hand it off to Kirahashi. 6-0 early on, Laverne. Everything working for them with 6 to go in the first quarter as Garcia Silva turns it over there, and Kowak will get the first deuce for UC Santa Cruz.
Great control to smack the ball out of the hands, and then great vision to see the open receiver down court for the easy layup.
And Garcia Silva, that's the one knock that they've had on her all season long. She has the third most turnovers in SCIAC, now with 65 turnovers on the year.
It's just a matter of being able to hold on to the ball and just keep an eye on where the defender is, whether they're going to reach in for the ball or not, or try and fool you off, knock off a pass, something like that.
All freshmen will go to the bench for UC Santa Cruz. Foul on Stevenson. Here's Clarissa Perez. Clarissa Perez kind of got blocked on her shot attempt. She got the ball back. And now here's Angie Steele. Beautiful move, won't go. Brittany McDaniel the rebound. And McDaniel is going to be called for a traveling violation. Brittany McDaniel, one of the unsung heroes on this Laverne team. She's constantly going up for offensive rebounds and kind of the anchor of this defense. So here's UC Santa Cruz now. Here's a kick out by Murphy. Ball's at the top of the key now, right wing. Laverne sticking with their 1-3-2-3 zone as Murphy gets an offensive rebound, layup as well. 6-4, a 4-0 run by UC Santa Cruz have trimmed this Laverne lead now to only 2 points.
Great hustle to cut in there, get the rebound, throw it back up for 2.
Here's Clarissa Perez playing her final regular season home game on senior night. They'll get it to the junior, Brittany McDaniel. McDaniel with a nice spin move. Jumper won't go, rebounded by Murphy, and Murphy out in transition. Another beautiful pass by Murphy, finding Savannah Henson. And we're all knotted up at 6, just like that, a pair of 6-0 runs. 4:48 to go, and we are as tied up as a pair of shoes. Angie Steele over to Clarissa Perez on the right wing. Trying to get it down low. They do so indeed to Alexa Withers. Back out to Steele. Steele, little jump stop, and she was fouled. Yeah, she went up for 2. She'll go to the line. First free throw attempts for Laverne.
A lot of aggressive defense from both teams so far, but a lot of great shot selection inside. They're both trying to manipulate this height difference, both teams. And it's proven to be effective for both squads.
So the 6-0 Laverne. Their 2-3 zone was working very well. They were limiting the penetration by UC Santa Cruz, but as of late, they've been able to get to the line. A lot of easy layups that have gotten UC Santa Cruz to tie up the game at 6.
Now, watching Santa Cruz, they're showing a lot of patience out there despite Laverne's defense, but they're able to find those little openings in the zone where it throws off the switches, where it throws everyone off, throws off communication, and that's how they're able to get inside. But Laverne's got great hustle, able to go in there and either swat the ball away or even commit the foul and force them to get 2 from the strike.
Nice crowd here tonight in the tents. Right there in the middle section, those people all in those white shirts, all representing Clarissa Perez, CP3, as they also know her as. All of them coming out for her final regular season home game, and hopefully she can do something special for them.
Speaking of wearing white, can you see Coach Pruitt's outfit?
Oh my gosh, it's blinding a little bit, Chris.
In the all-white suit. Oof. He's looking a little Gucci there.
He stands out right here as Angie Steele converts on the first free throw. Big difference early on. Angie Steele puts in the free throw. UC Santa Cruz has missed all of their free throws. Otherwise, they would have the lead. Still perfect 2 for 2 visit from the line and an 8-6 lead for Laverne. And here comes Jaslyn Johnson in for Laverne. A terrific defender and a terrific freshman for this Laverne team. They break the 2-2-1 press easily. You see Santa Cruz now trying to get past this 2-3 zone. Kirahashi and Jaslyn up on top. Clarissa Perez on the wing. Kirahashi guarding. They get it into the right elbow. They'll kick it out, trying to find Henson. She couldn't handle it. Stolen by Jaslyn Johnson. Johnson in transition. Kicks it out to Kirahashi for 3. Yes, sir.
Great job by Jaslyn Johnson getting inside, and rather than going for the layup, throwing it out to Kirahashi, who she knows is accurate from 3.
Here's a 3 on the other end. Bang, bang. Right back at you. Emily Mitchell from beyond the arc. Here's Clarissa Perez. Perez over to Johnson. Johnson is terrific out in transition, as you just saw moments ago, driving on 3 defenders and then finding the open shooter in Kirahashi. Here's Perez for 3. No. Rebounded by Stevenson. Stevenson loses the ball, and Deshawn will scoop up the ball. Here's Clarissa Perez. She's quick on the trigger, and she's money from beyond the arc.
The shots are starting to fall for Laverne.
There's Emily Mitchell. Over to Henson. Back up top to Wagner. They got it to Mitchell. Mitchell forgot to put the ball on the ground before she took a step. Traveling violation, Laverne basketball. Laverne up on top 14-9 with 3 to go in the first quarter. Johnson, a quick outlet pass to Clarissa Perez. Back to Johnson. Get it back to Johnson. Johnson orchestrating the offense here on the top of the key, working one-on-one. And a beautiful move right there. Here's a little baseline jumper for Withers. It's pure.
Great handles.
16-9.
Great handles, great patience.
As Jenna Sparks, a little spark off the bench for 2. 16-11, Laverne with the lead. Kirahashi thought about a deep one. Instead, she's going to drive. Here's Deshawn getting blocked by Stevenson.
Turning the game for the Leopards, number 42, Hannah Rogers.
Hannah Rogers checking in for Laverne, as Deshawn will go to the bench. Baseline out of bounds. Here's Jaslyn Johnson to inbound. She'll get it to Clarissa Perez on the left corner. Perez with the drive off the glass for 2. Clarissa Perez now with 5 points and counting in the first. 18-11 Laverne. Shooter in the left corner. Ashley Kowak drills her first 3 of the night.
Santa Cruz is really pushing the tempo to try and stay out of that zone that Laverne's been using.
There's Kirahashi trying to find Withers. Kirahashi staying with it. Johnson to lay up for 2. Pass, left wing drive for Santa Cruz. Sihansi Pura stolen by Johnson. Johnson once again out in transition. This time she's going to take it herself, and she was fouled by Ashley Kowak. So Kowak finally got a 3 to fall down, Chris, and that might not be a good sign for Laverne, as Kowak has drilled 14 threes in the past 4 games, including 6 in their last game.
Well, one of the things I'm noticing is both teams have really picked up the pace. They've really started pushing the tempo here in this first period. And it's forcing these defenses, the defenders can't get there in time, so the offense is able to do whatever they want. They're able to either take it inside or have these open threes, which we've been seeing fall lately.
The best way to beat a zone, I was always told, Chris, is don't let the zone set up, and that's exactly what they're trying to do. So 20-14 is your score. Laverne with a 6-point advantage. Here's a beautiful drive, kick out to Kowak, this time for 2. No good, rebounded by Puno. Here's Kirahashi driving, bounce pass to Johnson, back to Kirahashi. Kirahashi, a deep 3 off the back of the rim. Loose ball rebounded by Withers. They get it to Kirahashi again. Kirahashi 1 for 2 from beyond the arc. Coach was telling her to shoot it, so she shot it, this time off the left. Johnson with another offensive rebound, back to Kirahashi. She says shoot it again, off the front of the rim. Kowak trying to find her teammate, and Bailey Kirahashi with a nice hustle tip pass right there. It'll stay UC Santa Cruz's ball.
What range Kirahashi has, though. Had those shots fallen, wow, those were deep.
And she will hit them. That's why she's getting the green light from Coach Pruitt. As here's Kowak. She always has the green light. This time in and out, rebounded by Withers. Here's Kirahashi. There's a reason why Kirahashi is 5th all-time on three-pointers made in the history of Laverne basketball. As here's Jaslyn Johnson getting hounded defensively. Johnson over to Kirahashi. They'll double her this time. Here's Johnson. Johnson with the fake shot, drive. Puno, a corner 3, thought about other things. She was short on her 2-point attempt. Here's Perra. As the quarter is winding down, are they going to get off a shot? I don't think so. And it was no good either way. So at the end of the first quarter, Laverne up on top of UC Santa Cruz by a score of 20-14. You're watching SCIAC basketball on LVTV 3, Laverne Community Television. So after the first quarter of play, Chris, who has stood out to you early on?
Well, it's definitely been Monica Garcia Silva, who came out of the gates going 3 for 3, 6 points, 2 rebounds so far. She set everything up at the very beginning. And it's just been a pretty even scoring spark by Santa Cruz, being led by Ashley Kowak, 2 of 6, 1 of 4 from 3, 1 rebound. The thing that Santa Cruz has been struggling with is they've been getting to the line a lot. They just haven't been able to knock down those free throws.
Yeah, and you mentioned Monica Garcia Silva kind of setting this tone for this Laverne team, which is a very good sign for Laverne. As we mentioned before, she was struggling her last 3 games, Chris, 5 points, 8 points, 4 points, while shooting 6 for 20. That's below 30%. Not herself these last 3 games, nursing a little bit of a hand injury. But as we see here early on in the first, playing extremely well with 6 points early on. Here's Murphy to Stevenson on the right elbow, getting guarded by Gar. Stevenson's gonna take Gar down to the paint. A little hook shot won't go. Rebounded by Gar. Out in front to the all-conference guard in Clarissa Perez. Clarissa Perez at the top of the key, getting guarded by Kowak. They'll get it to Monica Garcia Silva. And Garcia Silva's gonna work down low. They'll kick it out. And a pass intercepted by Murphy. And Murphy will go all the way for 2, trimming the lead to a 4-point game now. Destiny Gar on the right wing. Back up top to Kirahashi. UC Santa Cruz now electing to go man-to-man defense. Here's Gar to Steele. Steele on the right wing. Back up top to Kirahashi. Over to Gar once again. Shot clock down to 9 seconds. They find Garcia Silva on the right block. Won't go. Rebounded by Stevenson. Stevenson in a foot race with Garcia Silva. She'll pass it up to Murphy. Murphy thought about passing it, was going to drive, and was fouled by Destiny Gar. It's the first foul on Destiny Gar, second team foul on Laverne.
Santa Cruz now 0 of 4 from free throw.
Baseline out of bounds. There's Kowak for 3 off the front of the rim. A little short on that attempt. And here is Angie Steele, one of the 3 seniors on this team, trying to take it coast to coast. No. Rebounded by Santa Cruz. There's a pass to Kowak on the right wing. She's going to drive all the way to the paint this time. The layup is good. 2-point game now, 20-18. Clarissa Perez travel.
You mentioned Angie Steele, her being a senior. She's 0 of 4 from the floor, and you can tell she's a little frustrated right now. She's gonna want to change things around.
Clarissa Perez will go to the bench. checking into the game is Candace Evans. Verne now going away with their 2-3 zone, getting it into Murphy. Murphy, terrific defense by Evans and Silva. They'll get it to Destiny Gar on the right baseline, 15 feet away from the basket. She'll pass it to Garcia Silva. Garcia Silva trying to go to her left, working on Stevenson. A little fadeaway jumper, missed it. Airballed it, and we're gonna have a jump ball. Garcia Silva battling with Stevenson. It'll remain with Laverne.
Garcia Silva, she is everywhere. She is fighting for the ball at every opportunity. Being very active out there.
7:43 to go in the second quarter. It's been all UC Santa Cruz here in the second. A 4-0 run to start the second. Laverne struggling to find the basket. Here's Kirahashi, a fake, and now she's gonna put it up off the back of the rim, a little too strong. Rebounded by Stevenson. Out in front, here is Katina. Katina, beautiful pass, and she blew the layup. Mitchell blew the layup, but Murphy was right there a couple of times, and she's fouled. Kaylee Murphy, the freshman forward, stands 5 feet 11 inches. She got a couple of offensive rebounds and will go to the line this time. First free throw knocked in by UC Santa Cruz. Comes off the freshman hands of Kaylee Murphy. Murphy now with 5 points and 6 rebounds. Trying to convert on her third straight double-double, as she has a perfect 2-for-2 foul line visit there. Pass out in front to Angie Steele. Angie Steele on the right wing, getting guarded by Murphy. They'll get it into Monica Garcia Silva. Silva, third in SCIAC in points per game, puts up a right elbow jumper, a little strong, rebounded, and pushed up ahead. Kicking it out, here's Katina on the right wing. Short and rebounded, but stolen by McDaniels. Evans to Angie Steele. Angie Steele, very aggressive today, more than usual, and she's gonna get called for traveling.
She wants to knock down a shot bad. You can see the frustration.
And she will head over to the bench, get a little bit of rest as Tracy Santos checks in for Angie Steele. Tied up once again at 20 apiece, 6:45 to go in the first half. Here's Katina. Katina dribbled it off her foot and now kicked by Santos. No kickball violation called. McDaniel will get it to Evans. Evans pushing out in front. Will get it to Kirahashi. Kirahashi has hit 1 3, but it's taken her 5 attempts. Here's Brittany McDaniel. McDaniel will get it to Santos. Santos thought about a 3. Instead, she's going to drive. Getting hounded by Katina. Beautiful defense by Katina. Shot clock winding down. Monica Garcia Silva up and under. No. Coach Pruitt wanted a foul. He got nothing, and Katina and the UC Santa Cruz are looking for the lead. No. Off the front of the rim, offensive board, and now they have the lead. Emily Mitchell gives them the lead, 22-20.
Not sure what happened there when that ball was just flying up there. No one from Laverne seemed to go for the rebound.
It was Emily Mitchell who followed her shot. They always teach you that from grade school. Follow your shot. You're the one who knows who missed it first, as Monica Garcia Silva takes Stevenson down all the way to the paint to tie up the game at 22.
Using that leg strength to power herself through, and then that upper body strength to just throw the ball up there and knock down the shot.
Over to Emily Mitchell. A beautiful pass all the way to the left wing off of a flare screen, but Savannah Henson was unable to convert. Kirahashi in transition, getting guarded by Savannah Henson. Kirahashi taking the screen from McDaniels. Brittany McDaniel hesitating. She'll get it to Santos. And the pass is picked off. CJ Katina out in transition, not getting stopped. She'll kick it out. Henson thought about a three. She'll step in for two, and that's well short. Kirahashi, outlet pass to Santos. Santos putting on the moves, up and under. She'll go to the line. Foul on number 23, Catherine Malden.
The defense for Santa Cruz has really picked up in this quarter.
Yeah, you mentioned that, and it really has. They are looking at Laverne's eyes, because their eyes are telling them everything right now. They're passing where they're looking, and UC Santa Cruz is getting in position. They always tell you ball you man principle. That means you get in front of your person and in front of the ball, and they're intercepting the balls right now. They're out in transition, getting layups, and they have this game tied up at 22 apiece.
And one of the things that was working for Laverne was they were attacking the inside constantly. They're still doing that. Their shots just aren't falling. Because once you're able to establish that dominance inside, then you can start kicking the ball outside for those open threes. As long as the ball doesn't fall for Laverne inside, it's going to be difficult for them to try and find that space outside.
Yeah, and I think Garcia Silva as well as Coach Pruitt have been saying, I think we're getting hit down low, but early on, only 3 fouls called in the entire game. They're letting them play right now. 2 fouls on Laverne, 1 foul on UC Santa Cruz. So as a player, you got to know that, play through the contact and try to get going some other ways.
You just need to move around. There needs to be constant motion whenever someone has the ball in their hand.
Here is JC Santos. Right-handed shooter. Gets the first one to roll in. Verne now with a 1-point advantage, trying to make it 2. Santos. Misses off the left side, rebounded by Murphy. Murphy with her game-leading 7th rebound will kick it back out. Here's Mitchell, thought about a 3. She's gonna do a spin move drive, a little floater over Withers for 2. UC Santa Cruz with the lead, 24-23. Karahashi on the right wing, hands off to Santos. Santos accepts the screen from Withers, over to Johnson. Now CP3. CP3 with the drive, the hook. Yes.
Great control by Clarissa Perez to be able to just float the ball up there and knock down the shot.
25-24, back and forth action now. Here's Murphy with the drive. A dish down low to Catherine Malden for 2. 26-25, UC Santa Cruz. Perez, second traveling violation called.
Must have slid her foot early to trigger that travel.
Some of the crowd here shouting at the ref saying that is not a travel, that is not a travel. Nonetheless, Clarissa Perez didn't argue with it. Usually when the player doesn't argue with it, as down goes one of the Laverne Leopards, and another layup. Met with no resistance as Wagner goes in for 2. 3-point advantage, the largest lead for UC Santa Cruz as Perez getting hounded, and she'll go to the line.
Santa Cruz right now has 20 points in the paint compared to Laverne's 8.
You look, they've only scored 28 points. Coming into the game, you're thinking they love to shoot the 3. They're going to shoot a lot of 3s, but they are just going counter to what they've been doing all season long. Clarissa Perez buries the first free throw to trim it to a 2-point game. Perez now with 7 points. Make that 8 after the first free throw. Perfect visit from the line. 9 points to go along with 1 rebound for Clarissa Perez. Here's Emily Mitchell. Over to Kowak. Kowak to Henson, down low to Murphy. Murphy dribbled it off her knee, gets it back, and scores on Clarissa Perez. A pass was intended for Kirahashi, intercepted by Murphy. And Murphy with a nice move to get past Kirahashi. Murphy nearly traveled, thought she moved her pivot foot. Whole crowd wanted to travel. She airballed nonetheless, and here's Johnson in transition. Johnson out. 3 on its way, no. Emily Mitchell out in front, over to Kowak. Kowak in transition, left hand layup won't go. And a loose ball foul on Emily Mitchell. A lot of back and forth action. Still, UC Santa Cruz with a 3-point lead, 30-27. Johnson over to Perez. Perez, a deep 3 from the NCAA sign, no. Rebounded by Withers. Trying to get it back to Perez, and Kowak intercepted it, and Perez will foul Kowak.
It's like Santa Cruz has figured out every move, every pass that Laverne's going to do, because they're always sticking that hand out. They're deflecting it, they're intercepting it. They're getting a lot of turnovers out of this as a result.
UC Santa Cruz have faced a few SCIAC teams this year and have not fared well. 1-3 against SCIAC opponents. Their only win against Redlands, losing to Kowloon, Pomona-Pitzer, and CMS, but they are executing to perfection early on as Murphy, a couple of offensive boards. She'll go to the line again against this Laverne team. Murphy, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, trying to continue that trend. 8 points and 9 rebounds already for Kaylee Murphy. Short on the first one. She has 5 double-doubles all season, Chris. 2 in her last previous games. And looking for 3 straight here. She almost has it here in the first half. 8 points, 9 rebounds.
I mean, double-doubles, triple-doubles, they're all signs of how hard you've worked in a game. If you're able to go double digits in stats in different categories, and that shows you're being active out there on the floor.
Laverne benefits on the pair of missed free throws to go along with another miss off the offensive rebound. Now here's Kirahashi. Kirahashi dribbling it off her knee, losing it. And UC Santa Cruz's ball. CJ Katina checks in for Emily Mitchell for UC Santa Cruz. UC Santa Cruz working from right to left on the screen in their navy blue jerseys with yellow lettering and numbering. Laverne with their gray home uniforms. It's a 3-point game. UC Santa Cruz, it's their largest lead of the game. Have yet to get it past a 3-point lead. They'll kick it out. Here's Henson. Henson from the left baseline. Here's Kowak. She'll pull up from anywhere. Misses it. Offensive board by UC Santa Cruz. Down low to Kaylee Murphy. A beautiful move, but a 2-cent finish as she blows the easy one. Here's Johnson driving in transition. Layup blocked by Murphy and rebounded by Murphy.
That was a great layup attempt by Jaslyn Johnson. Unfortunately, she hit underneath the rim, unable to get it in.
Kaylee Murphy dribbles it off her leg. Laverne basketball. 1:18 to go in the first half. Laverne trying to tie this game up. It's a 1-possession game, 30-27, UC Santa Cruz. Pass. Nearly picked off, and now a jump ball. Once again, possession will remain with Laverne.
Active hands for Santa Cruz. They're either trying to smack the ball out of your hands or just trying to get that jump ball, try to tear it away from you.
Destiny Gar checks in for Laverne. Here's Johnson. Johnson will get it to Clarissa Perez. Perez at the top of the key, back to Johnson. Johnson around the Laverne logo. Shot clock winding down to 3. Johnson having to put something up. And they're going to say, nope, she did not get it off in time. Waving the basket off. Fans didn't like it, but it was the right call, Chris.
That was some great man or woman-on-woman defense by Santa Cruz.
Here's CJ Katina. Katina getting guarded by Johnson, and Johnson getting a little too physical for the referee's liking. Johnson gets charged with her first personal foul. 5th team foul on Laverne. And she'll go to the line as they are in the bonus.
One of the things I've noticed that seems to have been a factor for Laverne that's benefited Santa Cruz has kind of forced Laverne out of that zone defense that they were using at the beginning of the game. And it looked like Santa Cruz, they're switching to man defense on their end, has really thrown a wrench in Laverne's offense.
CJ Katina, 1 for 2 from the line. Absolutely right, Chris. Laverne struggling to do anything as of late, as it's now a 4-point advantage. As here is Clarissa Perez getting guarded by Kowak. Kowak has done a terrific job early on Perez. As Perez, just as I said that, she gets to the rim easily and is now up to 11 points. But I say she's done a good job, Chris, is because those 11 points that she's scored have not been easy. As here's a layup getting blocked from behind by Perez, but the referee says she got her on the hand.
That was a nice setup there. Jenna Sparks, who's at the line now, she set up a screen and then moved inside to get the pass to attempt the shot.
Simple pick and roll basketball right there. She gave the screen, rolled right to the basket. Really tough to defend. Jenna Sparks. Ball's bouncing around, gets both of them to go. 33 to 29, 8 seconds to go in the first half. Laverne trailing UC Santa Cruz by 4. They're gonna go with a full court press. Here's Johnson, Johnson spinning off a defender. Over, right wing 3, off the back of the rim, rebounded by UC Santa Cruz. And that will do it here after the first half. At the end of the first half, UC Santa Cruz leading Laverne 33 to 29. What have you seen, Chris?
Well, Billy, Santa Cruz has done a great job at adjusting to what Laverne brought at the beginning of the game. Laverne was dominating at first. They were getting inside. They were using that 2-3 zone to just baffle Santa Cruz. But then Santa Cruz made their adjustments, and it made it harder for Laverne. Laverne hasn't been able to hit their shots inside. They're shooting 35% from the floor right now. They've struggled from 3, only 2 of 10 from 3, and they just really haven't been able to find each other. They've been struggling passing the ball inside. It looked like there at the end there's a lot of isolation, just one lady running around, everyone else kind of standing in place waiting for a pass.
5 assists on 11 field goals made by Laverne. For UC Santa Cruz, they're not shooting the lights out. 2 of 12 from beyond the arc. They're shooting 35% as well from the field early on, but what's working for them?
They're just getting a lot of good looks inside. They're using Kowak, they're using Jenna Sparks, using a lot of those bigger ladies that they have, Kaylee Murphy, a lot of them inside to just kind of lay the ball in every time. They haven't been stellar from outside or just shooting in general, but once they're inside, they're able to just easily lay up the ball.
And one thing that has been killing Laverne is the offensive rebounds. 11 offensive rebounds for UC Santa Cruz compared to only 6 for Laverne. And that's benefited UC Santa Cruz for 6 additional points, as well as the bench play from UC Santa Cruz. 17 bench points compared to only 5 for Laverne.
And another thing I noticed is, as I mentioned before the game, it looked like Laverne had more of the size advantage, but Santa Cruz has been using their bigger players compared to Laverne, and those taller players have been able to dominate inside.
At the end of the half, Laverne trailing 33 to 29, UC Santa Cruz with the lead. You're watching the SCIAC basketball on LVTV 3, Laverne Community Television.
Dear humans, I stand here today not for myself, but for every tail wagger, sloppy kisser, and curtain ninja. I stand here for each one of the nearly 4,100 dogs and cats killed in shelters each day, asking you to join our cause and help us make sure every best friend has a chance to meet one of their own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge, and your help, We can save them all.
Second half of NCAA Division III women's basketball is right around the corner. UC Santa Cruz will start off on offense. We'll see, Chris, what Laverne elects to go with. If they're going to go back to that 2-3 defense that was working early on, and it looks as if they are. Karahashi and Angie Steele will be anchoring the top of that defense. As here's a kick out to the left corner. Here's a left wing three by Katina off the front of the rim, battled for and rebounded by Monica Garcia Silva.
That's what Laverne needs to do, is use that 2-3 defense, because it forced the offense, it forced Santa Cruz to make a careless shot from behind the arc.
Another mistake by Angie Steele. She traveled once again. As they're extending the 2-3. They'll have Steele and Karahashi high up top. As here's a pass into the elbow. Here's a pass back out, blocked by Angie Steele. Kowak followed her shot. Layup is good. Terrific play by the freshman, Ashley Kowak. 35-29, UC Santa Cruz with the lead. As Kirahashi will get it to Monica Garcia Silva just above the left elbow. Here's Clarissa Perez. The senior will get it back to Garcia Silva. Silva back out to Angie Steele. Angie Steele looking for three, no. Rebounded by Murphy.
Angie Steele has still yet to drain a shot.
Kick it out, here's Kowak. Quick trigger on the three, short off the front of the rim, rebounded by Garcia Silva. Monica Garcia Silva now with her 5th rebound, as this pass is a little too hot to handle. In a little close there to one of our cameramen.
Hopefully he gets workers' comp.
We'll have to ask Shane about that one. 35-29 UC Santa Cruz with a 6-point edge. Chasey Santos checks in for the senior Angie Steele. UC Santa Cruz now working from left to right on the screen. In the navy blue uniforms, Katina over to Murphy. Murphy on the right elbow working on Gar. Her pass was intended to go to the left wing. Instead, she threw it right at her other teammate. And it's a stolen ball by Monica Garcia Silva. Here's Karahashi. She thought about a three, instead steps in for a closer one. Misses it either way. Rebound by Garcia Silva. And they're gonna call a traveling violation. Garcia Silva was not happy about that one. Tough to see from our vantage point if she indeed traveled. But here is Katina out in front. There's Brower. Brower driving on the 2-3, and she travels. I'll tell you what, they have called a lot of traveling violations in this one.
That floor must be polished very well, because there's a lot of feet sliding around.
They get it to Kirahashi. Laverne working from right to left now. Hopefully this side of the court fares better for them. They shot 35% from the field in the first half, as Clarissa Perez will go to the line. Her layup was blocked. She was fouled.
Sometimes that's all you have to do, is you just have to go inside and try and get the foul. Try and put one of those players in foul trouble.
It's her second visit to the free throw line. It was a good one her first time. Misses her first one there. Perez with 11 rebounds, or rather 11 points and 1 rebound. 2 fouls. 3 for 4 from the line, up to 12 points now. A game-high 12 points for Clarissa Perez, and what a Euro step right there by Brower.
Ooh, it looked like Dwayne Wade there for a second with that Euro step.
Oh my goodness.
That
Here's
was
Kirahashi now. Over to Clarissa Perez on the left wing. She's gonna get a screen from Monica Garcia Silva on the right side. Gar is filling it from outside, but she did not convert. Here's a pass to Murphy. Immediately met by Gar and taken away by Gar, but Monica Garcia Silva was unable to corral it. Just hustle right there, Chris.
Santa Cruz they really know how to flip the switch and change the tempo, because once again, like they did in the second period, they've really taken over in a sense. They're forcing Laverne out of that 2-3 zone. They're not able to get there in time to set it up, and they're just able to do what they want with it.
Kaylee Murphy will go to the line. She's 2 points away from her third consecutive double-double. Gets the first one there. Now 9 points to go along with 11 rebounds and 2 assists.
Number 5, Jasmine Johnson.
9 points for Kaylee Murphy. Tied for team high along with her freshman counterpart, Ashley Kowak. Murphy in and out and out. Chasey Santos corrals the rebound. Here's Jaslyn Johnson over to Santos. Santos driving on Kowak. Over to Garcia Silva. Garcia Silva driving. And they're going to have a blocking foul. Not to look like Garcia Silva might have thrown an elbow on that drive.
Well, Garcia Silva, she's been throwing her shoulder in a lot to get some separation, and that time the defender bought on it and was able to take the impact and slide for the foul.
And Stevenson, who was defending her as Kirahashi tries from beyond the arc, misses everything. Out in transition here, CJ Katina. Katina on the left side with the right-handed layup. And UC Santa Cruz, their largest lead of the game. It is now a 10-point game as Brittany McDaniel gets blocked by Murphy. Out in transition, Kowak pulls up at the free throw line. No, rebounded by Santos. Usually Brittany McDaniel is the one that does all the blocking. This time she gets blocked by Murphy. Foul away from the basketball. 40-30, largest lead of the game from either side. Santa Cruz looking like their last 4 games.
They have unbelievable hustle right now. They are going for every ball. They are attacking every way that they can. They are aggressive, not just offensively, but defensively as well.
Here's Kirahashi. Kirahashi off the glass for 2. You rarely see Kirahashi go inside. And when I mean inside, I mean even just a step in from the three-point line. This time she gets all the way to the paint and puts it off the glass for 2. Immediately, Coach Pruitt will call the timeout to try to settle this Laverne team down.
That was Kirahashi's first shot inside the arc. She's 1 of 1 inside the arc now, 1 of 7 outside.
And she will continue to shoot 1 of 7 or 5 of 7. She will continue to shoot the ball if she feels like she's open. She has tremendous confidence in her shot, as you see the fat heads of Bailey Kirahashi out there as she gives a thumbs up to the fan section that came out to support her in her senior night.
I need to know where you get those, because I just want a big head of my own just to carry around. You never know when you may need it.
You never know. And Kirahashi, of course, 1 of 7 at the moment, but in her last game became the fifth all-time on three-pointers scored for women's basketball here at Laverne. Now up to 155 threes made in her 92nd game today. Of course, she set the Laverne game record with 11 threes last season. They'll need more threes from Kirahashi as well as a host of other things to get back in this one. They're down by 8, 6:18 to go as Coach Pruitt looks on from the bench. Third quarter of basketball, 6 minutes remaining. There's Henson over to Mitchell. Mitchell back up top to Wagner. Wagner down low. Beautiful ball movement, right wing 3, short. Rebounded by Kirahashi. Bailey Kirahashi using her speed to get to the loose ball, and now using her speed to drive all the way inside. Kicks it out to Jaslyn. Here's Garcia Silva with a quick step and fade for 2.
Very nice decision by Garcia Silva. She looked like she was going to just drive in, but nope, she stopped, went for a nice jumper.
Here's Murphy as Laverne is able to chew off 10 seconds of the shot clock. Garcia Silva picked off the pass. Laverne electing to go for that 2-2-1 full court press. Kirahashi from deep off the back of the rim. Battling for loose ball, and it'll stay Laverne's ball.
Eventually, Kirahashi's going to get hot at some point behind the arc. And then Santa Cruz may be in trouble.
There's another one for Kirahashi off the front of the rim this time. Rebounded by Murphy.
She almost heard me.
Up to Henson. Henson with the drive. She's going to drive all the way from one side of the court to the other. They'll get it down low to Sparks. Sparks to Murphy. Beautiful bounce pass off the glass. 42-34 UC Santa Cruz. Here's Santos on the left wing. She's going to drive, get physical, blows the layup, gets her own rebound, puts it up again. This time shoots it completely over the backboard, and it'll be Santa Cruz's ball. Kaylee Murphy, 11 points and 13 rebounds for UC Santa Cruz. 3 straight double-doubles and now 6 total for the season. Once again, Laverne with their full court 2-2-1 press. Not trying to get steals or anything. They're just trying to make UC Santa Cruz work a little bit harder. They'll get it down low to Jenna Sparks, blocked by McDaniel. And it's going to be UC Santa Cruz's ball. McDaniels with her 57th block this year. She is second in SCIAC in that category as she will head to the bench as Hannah Rogers checks in.
And great hustle by Garcia Silva. She tried to get the rebound, tried to throw it back at one of the Santa Cruz ladies to try and get it out of bounds. But unfortunately, it ended up being Santa Cruz ball at the end of the day.
Well, Chris, midway through the third, 4:39 to go. 42-34 UC Santa Cruz with the 8-point advantage. What have you seen early on in the second half? Have there been any changes?
Not really. It's been pretty much the exact same thing from the second period so far. Laverne just needs to find some way to stop Santa Cruz. They just need to stop them offensively, and they need to find a way to score points on their own too. They're using a lot of isolation. There's usually just one woman dribbling around, everyone else trying to find an open space. They're trying to attack inside, but Santa Cruz just been perfect defensively in this second half so far.
Yeah. For Laverne, it seems like they came in a little nonchalant, non-conference game. They get a little bit of the break. Senior night, trying to have fun tonight. But at the same time, they have a tremendous opportunity to defeat this team and build on the momentum from their 20-point victory against Cal Lu, heading into their final 3 games of the season. They get a traveling violation on Aubrey Wagner, the freshman guard out of Oakland, California. And here's Johnson, the freshman guard for Laverne. Johnson over to Clarissa Perez. Perez will get it to Garcia Silva, out of her reach. Picked off. Here's Murphy in transition. Left-hand scoop layup. 10-point game yet again, 44-34 UC Santa Cruz.
That transition offense of Santa Cruz has been what's hurting Laverne. Laverne has not been able to get back on defense fast enough to stop their attack.
Hannah Rogers trying to bully her way down there on Jenna Sparks. They're going to call a traveling violation on Rogers. Checking into the game is Alexa Withers, in for Monica Garcia Silva. And in for UC Santa Cruz is Caitlin Stevenson, in for Kaylee Murphy.
There have been a lot of travels in this game.
Here's Wagner. Wagner on the drive, gets by everybody, blows the easy layup, rebounded by Withers and Perez. Here is Perez. Perez back out to Kirahashi. She thought about it, almost a 35-footer. Instead, she will orchestrate the offense. Bounce pass to Clarissa Perez, just on the right wing. And Coach Pruitt will call a timeout, 16 seconds on the shot clock.
See, that possession right there was a perfect example of how stagnant Laverne's offense is. Kirahashi dribbling around, everyone else standing around watching her. You need to move around. You need to set screens. You need to do something. You need to throw off this defense, throw off their switches. When they're locked in man coverage like that, it's hard to shake them off unless you set up screens, unless you do something, unless you move the ball.
And you can see the frustration on Coach Pruitt's face right there as he's letting this team know this is not the team that we have been playing as. So change it right now. 3:37 to go in the third. They trail by 10.
He does look good, though, in that outfit. I need to find out where he got that suit.
Inbounded to Johnson. Johnson across midcourt, working on Mitchell. Over to Perez, back to Withers. Withers trying to find Rogers down low. They do on the left block, and Rogers is going to throw the ball away. Johnson battling for it. She gets on the ground. Jump ball, Laverne ball.
Laverne just needs to kind of play hot potato with the ball, because if they hold on to it too long, the Santa Cruz defenders, they're coming in trying to rip it out. They're trying to get that jump ball. They're being aggressive with their hands, so Laverne just needs to move the ball around constantly. It can't sit for very long.
And one of the differences you already mentioned was the stagnant offense of Laverne. But they're not even passing the ball, as you mentioned. If you look at the other side, when UC Santa Cruz has it, it is quick passing. As Rogers is fouled, she was held by Jenna Sparks.
And you see inside, they're underneath the basket. They can easily just toss it up, but they do 1-2 extra dribbles, and that allows the Santa Cruz defenders to reach in.
The baseline out of bounds. They'll get it to Clarissa Perez. Perez on the right wing, driving, easily gets to the cup. We'll get it to Rogers. Rogers off the glass for 2.
Very nice pass to Rogers.
Bench of Laverne chanting defense. They need a lot of it if they want to come back. Here's a beautiful pass in the interior, back to Stevenson. Her little deuce is good. Johnson in transition up to Kirahashi. Kirahashi this time taking it all the way inside. Misses the layup off the glass and off the far side of the rebound. A little too much English on that one. And here are the UC Santa Cruz Banana Slugs. Working from left to right, here is Savannah Henson. Henson kicks it out to Stevenson. Cross-court pass was nearly intercepted by Perez. Instead, Mitchell's gonna pull up from 8 feet out and drill it. Largest lead of the game now is 12 points. Kirahashi thought about another deep one. Instead, she passed it to Johnson. Johnson on the top of the key, now working on the left side of the court. Takes the screen from Rogers over to Kirahashi. Kirahashi getting guarded by Henson. And Kirahashi's gonna go to the free throw line. As you see Santa Cruz, they've been aggressive. It's been working, but now they're in foul trouble.
Which may be a benefit for Laverne. If they can stay consistently get fouls and hit free throws like that.
And I'll tell you what, seeing the ball go in does something mentally. And Kirahashi going to the line, she struggled from beyond the arc early on in this game. 1 for 9 from beyond the arc. That just made her first free throw, and that could be a difference maker.
She's also 1 of 2 from shooting inside, so I mean, another way to build up that confidence if you attack inside and then take your chances outside.
Which she has done. She'll go to the bench now to get a little bit of a breather with 1:55 to go in the third. Perfect visit, 2 for 2 from the line to make it a 10-point game. Here's Emily Mitchell out to Stevenson. Stevenson driving, met by a couple of Laverne players, and the pass is stolen. Out in transition. There's Renisha Harvey all the way. Layup and one.
Great control, great strength, throwing the shoulder in, getting enough space just to throw it up there. Get the foul, get the basket. Now get the N1 right here.
Renisha Harvey, the junior from Inglewood, converts on the N1, cutting it to now a single-digit game, 48-41 UC Santa Cruz. UC Santa Cruz struggling to get the ball across half court. Nearly a 10-second violation. Thought they wanted a carryover. The shot won't go. Rebounded by Gar. Out in front to Harvey. Harvey going all the way. We'll get it to Puno on the baseline. Angelina Puno on the right wing's going to take the screen from Destiny Gar. A little hot step right there. Layup won't go. Rebounded by Gar, battling for her. And there's going to be a foul on UC Santa Cruz.
That's what you have to do. You have to attack inside. You got to be aggressive inside now if you're Laverne. While Santa Cruz is in foul trouble now, you got to keep attacking inside, keep getting to that line. With players in foul trouble, they're not going to be as aggressive on defense.
Aubrey Wagner's third personal foul, 16th foul of the quarter, with 1:12 to go in the third. It's been a modest 5-0 run. Destiny Gar will go to the line, shooting her first free throws of the game. Off the back of the rim and the front of the rim, no good on the first one. Destiny Gar, 44% from the line this season. Hasn't been there too often. This is only her 19th and 20th free throw all year. On the 20th free throw, yes. Trimming it to a 6-point game, 48-42. Here's CJ Katina. Katina on the drive, bounce pass inside. Traveling violation. UC Santa Cruz wanted a foul. A couple of the players stood up on the bench, put their hands on their head. All the momentum has swung to this Laverne team now as it's the bench getting things done. 48-42, Angelina Puno driving, blocked by Murphy. Murphy with her second block, now throws the ball away, gets the ball back, and there's going to be a timeout, 30-second one, charged to UC Santa Cruz.
Both teams pushing the tempo now, and you're starting to see the defenses suffer as a result.
48-42, 6-0 run by this Laverne team trying to close out the third quarter. And it all happened when Coach Pruitt called that timeout and lit them up on the sideline.
He was very vocal out there. He was venting his frustrations to his team, and they seem to have gotten the message. Can they maintain that, though? That's the question.
As you see Coach Pruitt right there with the suit. Best dressed in the house, no doubt.
Very dapper.
50 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 48-42, and the pass is picked off by Harvey. Harvey driving, bounce pass to Santos. And they're going to call an offensive foul on the drive. First personal foul on Harvey, only the second team foul on this Laverne team. CJ Katina gets it in. Katina's going to take it up the sideline across midcourt. We'll get it to Henson at the top of the key. As Laverne now will play matchup defense. Here's Santos. Santos working on Murphy. Murphy couldn't handle it. She'll get it out. Here's Wagner. Wagner to Murphy. Murphy with the shot clock expiring gets the left hand baby hook. And the pass was a little too hot to handle. UC Santa Cruz basketball.
That was great control by Murphy to rotate her body and just get that left hand up and scoop the ball in.
This UC Santa Cruz team is going to be quite the team for years to come. A lot of talented freshmen that they have. Chance for UC Santa Cruz to end on a positive note here with 9 seconds to go in the third. A drive by Henson. Blows the layup, rebounded by Murphy. She misses it. Out in front to Withers with 1 second left. Gar at half court is going to be blocked by Murphy, and she didn't even get the shot off in time. So Laverne ends the quarter on a 6-2 run, but it could have been a lot more for them. We'll go into the fourth quarter. UC Santa Cruz 50, Laverne 42. Final 10 minutes of the game, barring an overtime. What are you thinking?
Right now, it's Santa Cruz's game to lose. They've got everything working for them. They've completely stopped Laverne's ability to shoot the three. They're at 12%. They just got to continue to stay aggressive, continue to maintain that same formula they've used throughout the game. Laverne needs to try and get Santa Cruz back into foul trouble. They need to try to push the tempo. They need to push and find a way around Santa Cruz's man defense.
For Santa Cruz, Kaylee Murphy, no doubt leading the way. 15 points and 15 rebounds. Have you been impressed?
Very impressed. She's been able to attack inside, and against the likes of Garcia Silva and Hannah Rogers, the big ladies down low, the taller ones. She's been able to do a great job of just being able to score points inside, just dominate the paint.
You got to give credit to this UC Santa Cruz defense as well. Laverne is second in SCIAC in points per game, averaging just under 74 as Kawak misses the layup. Just averaging under 74 points per game, but they've held them to 42 thus far through 3 quarters. Here's Puno on a beautiful misdirection. Floater, good for 2, 6-point game. Henson with the drive. Back into Murphy. Murphy going to work on Gar. Her right-hand hook shot won't go. Rebounded by Harvey. Harvey out in transition. Sean Harvey driving all the way. Misses the layup. Rebounded by Murphy. Murphy getting hounded by Gar. They get it out to Jenna Sparks. Sparks driving in on Withers. Left hand from Sparks. It looked awkward, but it went in. Jenna Sparks with 6 points off the bench. And here's Gar driving, taking Murphy all the way in. Murphy called for the foul. That's only her second personal foul.
Laverne looks like they're about to do a platoon swap. All the ladies taking a knee in front of the score table.
Looks like Clarissa Perez, Brittany McDaniel, Angie Steele, Jaslyn Johnson to go along with Candace Evans. .8:51 to go in the game, 52 to 46. Angie Steele will check in for Destiny Gar. They needed both of those ones right there. They get them both. 6-point game yet again. Laverne has been able to trim it to 6 a couple of times, and UC Santa Cruz has been able to bring it back up as Katina all the way blows the easy layup. Rebounded by McDaniels, out in transition. Here's Jaslyn Johnson. Johnson stops on the dime. CP3. Clarissa Perez buries the triple, and it's a 3-point game.
Wide open. That's what you got to do.
And Kawak trying to find it back, nearly banked it in from the right wing. Jump ball, Laverne ball.
Great job by Jaslyn Johnson running in there to snatch up the ball and get that jump ball.
8:19, and it's a 3-point game. Momentum once again swinging back to Laverne. Jaslyn Johnson, the freshman guard, will get it to Clarissa Perez. Perez accepts the screen from Angie Steele. Kawak was able to get over the screen. Down low to Brittany McDaniel. McDaniel going to work on Jenna Sparks. Little jumper won't go off the back of the rim, and Brittany McDaniel called for the foul on Murphy.
That three-pointer by Clarissa Perez was only the third three-pointer by Laverne, but it came at such a crucial time.
They're shooting 17%, 3 for 17 from beyond the arc. As you mentioned, Chris, a huge and timely one. CJ Katina. Over to Brower. Here's Maddie Brower to Kawak. Kawak baseline J is good.
Good ball movement, good spacing by Santa Cruz overall.
And a mental mistake right there by Candace Evans. Stepped on the line as she was trying to get the ball inbounds. Could be a 5-point swing or a 4-point swing as Murphy is fouled. Angie Steele didn't know where that one was. She thought she went straight up. Got her on the way up though. As Kaylee Murphy goes to the line. This is her 4th time visiting the free throw line Free throw number 7 is well short. Now 3 of 7 from the free throw line. The freshman forward leading the way, 15 points, 17 rebounds. Looking for point number 16 as she buries the second free throw. 55-49, UC Santa Cruz with the lead. Jaslyn Johnson driving, kicking it out to Candace Evans. Evans back out, Clarissa Perez. Can she hit back-to-back? No. Offensive board by Angie Steele, back out to Evans. Evans to Steele. Steele, little 5-footer, won't go, rebounded by Murphy. Leading rebounder, Murphy corrals her 18th of the game. CJ Katina, the top of the key. Another platoon swap coming in for Laverne with 7 minutes remaining. Here's a triple on the way. No, Jenna Sparks with the rebound. Kawak, long 2, missed it as well. McDaniels the rebound, and Evans the push up ahead to Angie Steele. Angie Steele trying to get to the hoop and is fouled.
Great effort by Angie Steele. Gets herself to the line now. Now she can try and build her confidence up.
Destiny Gar, Bailey Kirahashi, Alexa Withers, and Renisha Harvey in to check in for Laverne. Angie Steele buries the first one. To cut it to a 5-point game. Have not seen Monica Garcia Silva much of this second half. She's still available, sitting there on the bench. No trainers went to her. Just a decision Coach Pruitt is making. It's a 5-point game still after the missed second free throw. Kirahashi providing the defense, and the ball will be turned over. Maddie Brower getting hounded. Destiny Gar will check in for Angie Steele. 6:34, 5-point game. Bailey Kirahashi and this Laverne team trying to stage a comeback on their senior night. Here's Withers. The handoff to Kirahashi. Kirahashi thought about a 3, nearly traveled. They'll get it to Gar on the right wing, back to Kirahashi. A deep 3, missed it. Airballed it, Puno with the rebound, Puno with the shot. 3-point game. This crowd is getting loud. CJ Katina amongst 4 Laverne players, and Harvey comes up with it. Harvey pushing it up ahead. Here's Puno again, dishing it back to Gar, yes!
That press, that defensive press was very risky. Very risky. Because all the point guard had to do was throw it down near the basket, and there were 4 other members of her team down there.
Bailey Kirahashi gets her first foul as this crowd comes alive. It's a 1-point ball game, Chris, and a full timeout by UC Santa Cruz. Kind of a wise decision by Todd Kent of this UC Santa Cruz team to kind of relax their team. It's a very young team, a lot of freshmen, and that's why you're seeing this full court press get to them a little bit.
You saw the inexperience there and just the panic. Being surrounded by 4 other Laverne players. As I mentioned, a veteran could have easily seen down low. You could have easily just thrown it up and you would reach one of your teammates on that play. But great aggressiveness by Laverne to get the ball and then to score on that falling possession and make it a 1-score game now.
And Todd Kent with a timely timeout right there. Todd Kent has done a terrific job with this UC Santa Cruz team, now in his 10th season. A few years ago, led this team to their best overall record in school history at 18-7, as well as their longest win streak at 10 games. And he has this team playing well as of late. 4 straight wins, looking for number 5. But they're going to have to bury down deep here as their once 12-point lead has now diminished to a 1-point game, 55-54. Here's Kowak out to Brower. Brower will hold things. Here's Kowak. She pulls up for three. Well short, rebounded by Harvey. A chance for Laverne to take the lead with 5:30 to go in the game.
Now don't rush anything right now. You got plenty of time on the clock.
Ronisha Harvey will get it to Withers.
Just
Withers hands it off to Kirahashi. Kirahashi takes the screen, goes the other way, kicks it out to Puno. Puno was blocked on the shot. A stretch pass to Brower. Brower going all the way for two. Extends it to a three-point game.
Great transition offense for Santa Cruz. That has been their big weapon all game.
Puno to Gar. It's a one-possession game, 57-54. Another platoon swap coming in. Kirahashi pulls up for three, and she travels. 4:50 to go in the game. Johnson, Evans, Steele, Garcia Silva, first time we've seen her in the fourth, checks in alongside Clarissa Perez. It is go time, 57-54, jump ball. UC Santa Cruz will keep possession. Have not seen Murphy during this stretch. And there's going to be a foul on Candace Evans. First personal foul, 14 foul. Next one, UC Santa Cruz will be shooting free throws. Here's the drive by Wagner to Stevenson. Stevenson driving on Clarissa Perez. Stevenson, beautiful spin move. Missed the layup, rebounded, and put back up and missed again. Rebounded by Stevenson. Just bullied it away from Clarissa Perez.
Every possession, every shot is crucial at this point. You want to try to limit mistakes.
Clarissa Perez getting her third personal foul. And now UC Santa Cruz is going to be shooting free throws. They've struggled here all game long, 7 of 16. As Stevenson buries it, the one veteran on this team that plays consistently, the one senior that starts every single game. Misses the second one, in and out. It's a 4-point game. Johnson across midcourt for Laverne. Johnson trying to get it to Clarissa Perez, but getting hounded by Wagner. Here's Angie still driving, and it's going to be a jump ball. Laverne will remain with possession. It'll be baseline out of bounds from the right hash mark. They'll get it in to Monica Garcia Silva, and Garcia Silva just going to take it all the way in and is fouled by Jenna Sparks. Garcia Silva, 10 points and 7 rebounds, will go to the line for the first time today, where she is a 68% free throw shooter. Garcia Silva knocks down the first one to make it a one-possession game. Second one is just as good as the first.
Those were huge.
2-point game, 4 minutes remaining. 58-56, UC Santa Cruz trying to withstand this comeback from Laverne. Emily Mitchell over to Henson. Henson driving, foul. Wild shot by Savannah Henson, but was fouled by Candace Evans. Evans with her second personal foul. Savannah Henson badly missed the first one right there. I don't even think she got rim. Hit on the backboard on the left side. Henson on the year, 63%. A big one right there to make it a 3-point game, 59-56. Jaslyn Johnson into Monica Garcia Silva. Another platoon swap on their way. Monica Garcia Silva driving, trying to go off the glass. Missed everything but was fouled.
Garcia Silva showing the aggressiveness that she showed early in the game. Getting herself to the line yet again.
Garcia Silva hitting big free throws down the stretch. 3 for 3 thus far from the line. She'll get one more. As Destiny Gar, Angelina Puno, Ronisha Harvey, and Bailey Kirahashi check into the game. And Alexa Withers, who was scheduled to check in for Garcia Silva, went back to the bench. Coach Pruitt is going to roll with Garcia Silva right now. As stepping in for UC Santa Cruz now, Kaylee Murphy and CJ Katina. Murphy has been huge, 16 points and a career high 18 rebounds. She matched her career high that she just set a game ago. As here is Henson. Henson looking for Murphy. Murphy going to work on Destiny Gar, a little too strong, missed it. Garcia Silva out to Harvey. Harvey traveled. It would have been a wide open layup on that right side, and Laverne likely would have taken the lead. Here's Wagner to Murphy. Murphy to Sparks, baseline J, pure. 61-58. Bailey Kirahashi. Always a threat to shoot it, can tie it with one shot. 61-58, here's Garcia Silva, loses the ball, spin move, left hand, and is fouled.
That's what you gotta do. Get yourself to the line.
This unit has been working extremely well. Garcia Silva has been absolutely automatic from the charity strike. 5 for 5 today. Another big one right here.
We were wondering where she was at earlier in the game. Well, she was getting well rested to make this run.
Harvey nearly picked it off. And the whole scores table went out of position. 61-60, it's a 1-point game. This unit is playing well for Laverne. We'll see how long Clarissa Perez stays on the bench. Coach Pruitt rolling the dice, going with this unit. Here's Wagner to Katina, the drive, and loses the ball. Laverne basketball, 2:38 to go in the game. Harvey getting hounded by Katina, a chance for Laverne to take the lead. Here's the drive by Puno. Puno puts it up, in and out, rebounded by Wagner.
The momentum shifted in this game about a few minutes ago in favor of Laverne, and Santa Cruz just been hanging on. They have been beneficiaries of some Laverne mistakes and some Laverne missed shots. Otherwise, this could easily be Laverne's game at this point.
Angelina Puno with the foul. Aubrey Wagner a chance to extend the lead. Misses the first. Wagner on the year, 4 for 8 from the free throw line. Has not been there too many times. Her second one. In and out, no good. Long rebound, who else? Murphy.
You gotta get that rebound.
Kept alive by Jenna Sparks. They'll get it to Murphy. Murphy with the drives, goes around everybody, layup for 2. They missed both free throws, but the offensive rebound plays costly. 3-point game, 63-60. They get it to Garcia Silva. She's getting guarded by Murphy now. Garcia Silva, layup is strong, missed it, rebounded by Wagner. They'll get it to Murphy. She crosses across half court. Murphy with the drive to Jenna Sparks. Back out, Katina for 3. No, rebounded by Wagner and lost it. That would have been a huge dagger early on as Clarissa Perez checks in for the last 150 in for Angelina Puno. Alexa Withers checks in as well. So the unit is Kirahashi, Garcia Silva, Harvey, Perez, and Withers. Garcia Silva driving, getting double teamed. They'll get it to Clarissa Perez. Perez will think other things as she orchestrates it back up top. Now steps back, Shot clock down to 7. Hand off to Kirahashi. Kirahashi, a chance to tie the game. No. Rebounded, battling for is Garcia Silva. And Garcia Silva looks like she accidentally stepped on Murphy. And both teammates, or rather players, will go shake hands. That could have been bad.
That was definitely not intentional. Garcia Silva pulled her foot out, lost her footing a bit. But Laverne, they just haven't been able to score. They just haven't been able to get those 3 points to tie the game.
And a whole different unit for the last 5 minutes, or the last 1 minute. A whole new 5. Santos, Evans, Johnson, Steele, Santos. The drive, the kick out, Katina. They're just working the clock now as Murphy finds Wagner down low, blows the layup, rebounded, battled for, Wagner comes up with it. Timeout, UC Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz has been dominating on the boards all game, and they've come up with some very crucial rebounds here late to keep the ball in their possession.
That was the 19th offensive rebound by this UC Santa Cruz team. Which, by the way, Kaylee Murphy, 20 rebounds tonight, a career high, to go along with 18 points and 3 assists.
That would technically count as a triple-double, right?
They just distribute some of the rebounds in different categories. It's an absolute monster night for Kaylee Murphy. UC Santa Cruz with 28 seconds on the shot clock, 57 seconds on the game clock. Struggling to get the ball in. They throw it. It's into Murphy. Murphy getting guarded by Angie Steele. Murphy with the drive, blocked by Angie Steele.
The stare down at the end.
Not in her house. UC Santa Cruz retains possession though. Here's Wagner on the left wing, takes the screen from Murphy, loses the ball. Jaslyn Johnson. We're gonna have a foul back. Coach Pruitt is asking, hey, was that an intentional foul right there? Because we had clear path. He's very upset. They're not gonna call clear path. Huge call right there. Jaslyn Johnson, the freshman, will go to the line for 2. A chance to make it a 1-point game with 42 seconds remaining. Knocks in the first one. 2-point game. Johnson was 0 for 2 early on. Hits a big 2 right there, 63-62. 42 seconds left.
Whoever scores next is probably going to take this game.
You don't have to foul if you are Laverne. But of course, if you want to drag out the 42 seconds, then sure, that's always an option with a 1-point game. Hope for a few missed free throws, which, by the way, 9 for 22. UC Santa Cruz, 40% free throw shooting today. That could be an option. 42 seconds left, 30 seconds given for the shot clock. So you might have, if they work it all the way down, 12 seconds to get the go-ahead basket.
If you're Laverne, you want to keep the ball out of Kaylee Murphy's hands. She has been dominant all game, dominant inside. You need to stop Murphy and you need to stop Koak if you want to get the ball back.
And it's been an unlikely 5 to close out this game for Laverne. Candace Evans, Jaslyn Johnson, Chasey Santos, Angie Steele, Destiny Gar. The big 3, Kirahashi, Garcia Silva, and Perez, all cheering the team on right now from the bench. Wagner to inbound the ball. Having trouble yet again, finally gets it into Murphy near a 5-second count. Murphy driving on Gar, kicking it out to Sparks. Over to Wagner. Wagner will hold it, finding Murphy down low. It's gonna stay UC Santa Cruz ball. They're gonna get a little bit of help. We'll see, it might have been. Yes, Laverne basketball. And here they come. Kirahashi, Garcia Silva, Clarissa Perez, and company coming in for the final possession, which could be the final possession. 31.8 on the clock. They could have close to the last shot, but of course, when you're down by 1, it could be a little too risky.
There might be some controversy on that call. That call could have went either way, that out of bounds. Laverne very fortunate.
Into Garcia Silva, guarded by the freshman Murphy. Quick first step, her layup. No, and they're gonna call an offensive foul. And they make the correction. She was in the restricted area, Chris. She was clearly set. It would have been a charge. Coach Pruitt was saying, was she not in the restricted area? The referee switched her decision, and Garcia Silva's gonna have a chance to tie and take the lead from the free throw line.
Laverne is very fortunate these last couple possessions. The referees switching their decisions on back-to-back calls, both in favor of Laverne. You got to do something with it.
And you take a look, the 5 that have got them there are on the verge of coming back into the game, likely just for defense. Garcia Silva to tie it. In! A perfect 7 for 7 from the free throw line. And a huge one right here to give them the lead with 18.9 to go.
Only the second tie all game. And if she hits us here, this will only be the 6th lead change.
64-63. Laverne. The defensive unit checks back in. Jenna Sparks will go to the bench. Ashley Kowak, who's always a threat, checks into the game. The unit, Candace Evans, Angelina Pruno, Tracy Santos, Destiny Gar, Angie Steele. 15 seconds to go. Laverne with the 1-point lead. CJ Katina getting guarded by Candace Evans. 7 seconds. Katina to Henson. Henson getting hounded by Pruno. 1 second. Henson for the win. No! Laverne escapes with the 64-63 win on senior night. What a finish, Chris. 64-63, down to the wire. It was the defense of Laverne that got them back in it. The clutch free throw shooting by Monica Garcia Silva. 8 for 8 from the free throw line, all in the 4th quarter, and a lively crowd tonight.
I've been thinking since 3 minutes left in the 4th quarter, it was constantly a 3-point game. It was constantly a 1-point game. Laverne just constantly needed something to go for them, something to get the ball back in the possession to score and get the lead. And I mean, those 2 calls there at the end that were switched, the out of bounds and that offensive foul that were switched, reversed, those were gifts to Laverne. Those were huge because those gave them the ball, allowed them those opportunities to score. But credit Garcia Silva, that poise at the line, to be able to hit those free throws to keep them in, because one missed free throw would have been disastrous.
When you look back at this game, free throw shooting was huge, not only in the 4th, but all game long, Chris. Laverne, 23 for 29. UC Santa Cruz 9 for 22. Down the stretch, Clarissa Perez finished with 15 points. Monica Garcia Silva is back to form. She had a game high 18 points to go along with 8 rebounds.
Great game for her, great game.
For UC Santa Cruz, it was a little bit too much to handle for the young freshman core. Kaylee Murphy, a phenomenal game, 18 points, 20 rebounds, 3 assists. Are you impressed with this team?
She played great, and I'm curious as to why she wasn't on the floor during that final possession, because her ability inside, down low, was phenomenal. She was beating everyone. She had great control, able to just flick the ball in whenever she wanted. Really got to wonder why Santa Cruz didn't use her during that final possession.
And how about the unlikely defensive unit that came in? What did you see from them?
They were aggressive, and they were doing all the right things. They were able to disrupt those last few plays. They were able to get some turnovers. Like I said, they were very fortunate that Murphy wasn't on the court, because that was a huge factor.
The next game for UC Santa Cruz will be tomorrow at Westcliff University at 4 p.m. Next game for Laverne is Monday, a big one at Claremont Mud Scripts at 6 p.m. It was rescheduled from February 2nd because CMS had a little bit of leaking problems in their newly built gym. It'll be a final 3 games on the road for Laverne to try to get into that final playoff spot. They currently are tied at 6 and 7 with a few other teams, Kowloon and Chapman. Final score tonight, Laverne 64, Santa Cruz 63. Laverne women's basketball win it on senior night. Clarissa Perez, Bailey Kirahashi, and Angie Steele go out with a winning side. Billy Lopez alongside Christopher Livingston wishing you all a very pleasant good evening.